Imagine walking into a building where the same footsteps echo down the hallway every single night at the exact same time. No voices, no interaction, just the past repeating itself. Now imagine something very different. You ask a question into the darkness and something answers. Tonight, we're diving into one of the biggest debates in the paranormal world: residual hauntings versus intelligent hauntings. Are investigators witnessing trapped echoes of history, or are some spirits truly aware we're there?
Hi everybody, welcome back. Yvonne from Ghost Watchers Northwest. So tonight's discussion is residual hauntings versus intelligent hauntings. Which would you prefer? I know what I prefer. Right, so number one, how can an investigator tell the difference between a residual haunting and an intelligent haunting? In my opinion, a residual one would not know that you're there. They're just repeating something over and over again, like on a loop, and they wouldn't be aware that they won't be aware where they are or what's happening. On the other hand, an intelligent haunting is aware of your presence, is able to communicate with you maybe by knocking or EVPs and things like that, and answer your questions. They are aware that you're there and they can communicate with you.
So when we're looking at residual versus intelligent hauntings, for residual you might get repeating events that occur, whereas with intelligent ones you might get more of a responsive response. So for residual hauntings, you'll often find spirits are unaware of your presence. They seem to be in some kind of a loop, so they're not generally aware of you, but you might be aware of them. Another thing as well with intelligent responses, you might often find that you get some good responses through EVPs, through the spirit box, and these will often be direct from a question you may have asked. Now, I do recall a spirit box session that we did, and this was myself, Yvonne and Denise, and we was in, I think it was Crantock Hall, and we did a really good spirit box session, and the answers seemed to be very relevant to what we were asking. So then we would look at more is this more of an intelligent haunting rather than residual. So I'll try and put a clip in now.
Can you go to Denise and tell her how many spirits are in this building?
3. No, 4.
3. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can still hear Denise, I think. Oh, right.
I can hear someone. I can hear a child.
The child, can you go to Denise and tell them you tell her name?
Mike. My name's Mike. Come here.
Child with us now.
Mike. My name's Mike. Come here. Sounds like Denise is really picking up a lot of stuff here. Tell her a bit of your story. Can you tell her a bit of your story? That'll me.
Or was it you? What's in there?
Kitchen.
Is that the kitchen?
Tell Denise. Are you connected to this building?
I want to see 2 of you. Okay. Okay.
Another thing as well with intelligent hauntings, often the spirit is aware of you. So, they can be quite more frightening because they've made themselves known, and I know Yvonne has had her name come out quite a lot of times, and that's because the spirit is intelligent and they are aware of you. Sometimes you might get that they are aware of the surroundings and they will answer questions directly. I think sometimes as well that can be quite scary because you're actually getting a response rather than just a spirit that's on a loop and saying the same things or doing the same things.
Number 2, are residual hauntings truly paranormal, or could they just be recordings of the environmental past? Right, so both really, because they are paranormal, aren't they? But because they don't interact and that, they just go play in a loop, then they obviously recordings of a paranormal recording of the environmental past. That's my opinion on it.
So when we look at environmental recording, that very much links to what we would call the stone tape theory. So if you're not sure what the stone tape theory is, it's basically saying that it is memories that have imprinted into objects or the environment. Some would say it's more like an energy playback rather than spirits, and often this is at times of a traumatic event, and that is the reason why they leave these imprints or this energy or whatever you call it into the environment or objects or places. So that is one thing to consider. Now, often another thing that you might see is when you're dealing with residual hauntings, they often happen in the same place or specifically at the same time. Myself personally, when we went to visit Smithers Hall, I generally felt that was more of a residual. There was a lot of residual hauntings there, with some possible intelligent ones as well, which might bring me on to the next question. So I'm just going to leave that thought there. So honestly, with that question, I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest, because I am a big believer in energy and things like that. So it could be the stone tape theory, or it could be an actual residual haunting. So is it spirits, or is it energy that's in the environment that has been imprinted from trauma, grief, or these kind of events? I'd love to know your thoughts, guys. Do you think residual hauntings are really spirits, or is it something else?
Number 3, if intelligent hauntings really exist, what evidence actually suggests communication? So for this one, there's quite a bit of things that you can do, like when you're doing EVPs and you know there's nobody else there, and you get a voice that is not belonging to anybody there, or it's not possible, it could be anybody else's. That's a good evidence for me. Then you've got like Ouija boards. Even though I've said before in the past, I've often felt some people are pushing it, but then could it be psychological? Is spirit making them push it and they don't realise this? Then you've got there's just loads. You've got class divination, yes and no. You've got lights, when they can light things up and flash torches and that. There's also spirit boxes as well. Going on spirit boxes, I think it was Bolton Masonic Hall, me and Rebecca and Denise was investigating there, and I think we were using the spirit box. I'm not sure if it was spirit box or necrophonics, and we was asking. I asked, "Can you tell me where we are?" And it said Masonic, which to me that's pretty good, evidence. And so when things like that come through, where they're telling you, they're being precise and answering your questions, intelligently, then that to me is intelligent.
So I suppose this depends on what you would class as actually counts as communication, as real evidence. So paranormal investigators will use a range of equipment. They might gather their evidence from EVPs, spirit boxes. They may use REM pods and other spirit communication apps, or they might use the Estes Method as well. So it all depends on what you would really class as appropriate evidence. Myself personally, I wouldn't call spirit apps as evidence, because I use that with an open mind. I don't see it as actual legit real evidence personally myself. And things like spirit box, I'm kind of 50-50. Maybe EVPs, I would say, is a good solid evidence personally, because I mean, you've got to be careful with EVPs because it's so easy to misinterpret a sound and see that as a voice. For me, when I'm looking at EVPs, they've got to be clear, precise, unmistakable a voice. There have been times when we have had responses that just is so intelligent. So I remember actually one of them being at, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like an old courthouse and a police station, and it had like jails. And I remember when we was doing some questioning, we asked, what's your name or something like that, and then we got a male response with the name that we would class as an intelligent response. Let's get started. Right, we will begin. Can you come forward and tell us your name? Can you come with this? So yeah, a question for you guys as well is like, just something to think about is what counts to you as real interaction? Like, what would you class as real evidence of a intelligent response? I definitely would say for me, clear EVPs, or sometimes when you've got so if you're asking spirit to knock or something like that and they knock twice for yes, that would also be an intelligent response as well. So I'm going to leave you with a little food for thought. Some investigators say ghosts are like recordings. Others say they're like people still trying to communicate. But what if sometimes they're both? Okay, so now it's time for the quick fire round. So I'm going to read a sentence. I'm going to say whether it's residual or intelligent. I'm not going to waffle this time. Are we ready? Go. Footsteps heard every night at exactly 3:15 a.m. in the same hallway. That's got to be residual. Next one. You ask a question and get a relevant EVP response. That is intelligent. And next one. Objects move only when investigators ask for a sign. That again I'd say is intelligent. A shadow figure repeatedly walks through a wall. Ooh, that could definitely be residual, I'm going to say. A voice is heard saying your name when no one is there. Now, I'm going to say intelligent for that one as well.
Footsteps heard in the hallway at the same time every night. For me, residual. To ask a question and get a relevant EVP, for me, that is intelligent. A shadow figure that repeatedly walks through a wall, for me, that is residual. Objects move when investigators ask for a sign, so for me, if I asked for something, it'd be, and it did it, then that'd be intelligent for me. Voice saying my name when nobody else is there, for me, that is going to be intelligent.
So this is the question we asked you guys. So we asked, would you brave A, a location with constant residual activity, so echoes of past events repeating over and over, or B, a location with intelligent spirits that might actually try to communicate, or C, so both sound so terrifying you'd stay home, you'd rather stay home. So I'm going to reveal the results now. So 80% of you said you would rather have a location with intelligent spirits that might communicate back, and 20% of you said Both sound so terrifying, I would stay home. So they're the results, and it's interesting, isn't it? I definitely think myself personally, I would find an intelligent haunting much more eventful and much more interesting because you've got that communication. But then on the other hand, I think I'd like to have a bit of both. You know, it's quite interesting to have both in a investigation, which generally you do get a mixture of the two when you're investigating. So now I'm going to read some comments. So we've got Van Andrews, Chris and Dion. Again, brilliant channel. Please do subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. And they say, terrifying but fascinating. That's why we watch you do it from the comfort of our van. And I don't blame you, to be honest. I think if you're not used to paranormal investigations, it can be quite daunting to others. And it's quite nice to be able to watch it from the safety of your home and just sit back and relax. And then we've got Di, who's one of our loyal followers. He's been with us from the beginning, and he says number 2. So yeah, so I think that would be the intelligent spirits that might communicate back. It definitely makes it more interesting, doesn't it, Di? And then we've got another one. My name is TAO. Both, as it would make a great investigation. Absolutely, I have to agree with you on that one. I would definitely like a mixture of the two. And then we've got my lovely husband who has said Pagan Paranormal Explorer, just because I think it's important to listen to spirits as they feel listened to. And that's a lovely comment. And I think I have to agree with you there as well. I do think, you know, when you're having intelligent responses, it is important to listen to them and try and piece the story together. So yeah, that's pretty much our comments on this week's poll. So thank you so much, guys, for joining in on the poll. Thank you for voting. Thank you for leaving the comments. It really does mean a lot to us, and we enjoy reading them out. We will try and do the poll thing more often because I think it's good to get you guys involved as well. So really hope you've enjoyed this week's discussion, and we will see you on the next one, and hopefully we will start to get out to do some more investigations. I know I've moved to Scotland, so there is a distance between us. I'm currently recovering from kidney surgery, and I've got to have more surgery. I've got stents in, so I am limited to what I can do at the minute. So at the moment it works out quite well to do these discussions at the moment for me, but maybe I'll do some solo investigations when I get a bit more on my feet and things are a bit more settled. I think as well Yvonne and Denise might do a few investigations at some point, and I know Yvonne, my mum, in case any of you don't know, Yvonne is my mum. I think she'll be coming to see me in Springs at some time. So hopefully we can get together and do some investigations together as well. It'd be nice to have the team back. I know Denise won't be with us, but it'd be nice to do it with my mum and go out investigating again. So yeah, we'll see. I've got some locations in mind already for when she does come to visit. So fingers crossed we can do that. And another note as well, we're always open to any suggestions. So if there's a topic that you really want us to look at or explore, just let us know in the comments and we will definitely delve into that. Thanks again, everybody. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you soon.
And that brings us to an end. So thanks again for watching. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And just before I go, so if I had a choice between an intelligent haunting or a residual haunting, I would probably go for intelligent because it intrigues me a bit more. But if I had a choice, I'd want both. I'd like to experience both. So take care for now, and we'll see you soon.
Are investigators witnessing trapped echoes of history, or are some spirits truly aware we're there? To this day, paranormal investigators still debate what they're really experiencing in haunted locations. Are we hearing the past replay itself like a recording, or are some spirits aware enough to watch, listen, and even respond? Maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. So next time you hear footsteps in an empty hallway, ask yourself one question. Was that just an echo, or did something hear you listening?